that in this type of trial, it's switched. The defense goes first and the prosecution follows. So for the first 2 weeks of this trial, the jury heard the defense side of the story, that their client is insane, was insane at the time of the attack, that he didn't understand what he was doing was against the law, or that he couldn't prevent himself from doing it anyway. Today, the prosecution promptly tore that whole argument to shreds with a combination of expert witnesses and a flurry of financial reports. What happened at this animal hospital in Laurel on May 10, 2018, set the deadly plan in motion, prosecutors say, which you can see clearly by the start of significant activity across the gunman's financial records. On May 10th, his cat died. He was charged by the vet to put the cat down, and he deposits 2 checks at an ATM from a pet insurance company. On May 26th, he pays for an oil change on his Honda Fit. On May 27th, after selling that car, he walks up to the ATM and deposits a $4,000 check from CarMax. The financial data followed by the first expert witness called by the state. Clinical psychologist Dr. Marshall Cowan, who told the jury over 8 hours he examined and tested Jared Ramos and determined he's not insane. He doesn't have OCD or delusional disorder, as the defense claims. He's just a perfectionist, and he's not faking it either. This was a plan carried out by a gunman who knew it was against the law, the prosecution claims, and who knew the law so well that just 2 years earlier in D.C. Superior Court, Jared Ramos, representing himself, sued the federal contractor he once worked for and won, ultimately awarded $1,200 by the judge. The state had a very good day. Their second expert witness panned the defense autism claim. And then the third doctor that they put on the stand blasted the defense experts for reaching their conclusions based solely on what Jared Ramos told them. Took his word as gospel and wrote it down in a report, is basically what he said. He said they didn't look at any collateral sources, didn't look at any jail records, didn't talk to anyone at the jail, any of the nurses or COs who see him there and monitor him. If they had, Dr. Gregory Satoff said, they would know that Jared Ramos does not clean obsessively, that he does not clean the shower before he uses it, that he doesn't pull his eyebrows out, that he doesn't have to pace around his cell in order to read, and that Jared Ramos has no problem sharing conversation, food, books, or other items with nurses, correctional officers, or other prisoners. Reporting live from Annapolis tonight, I'm Kate Amara, WBAL TV 11 News.